Congratulations, you've got a sale pending with Enagic and you're wondering how to do some paperwork that doesn't require having the customer to print it out and sign it by hand and do all that stuff, scanning and sending it around. You're in the right place. My name's KREEL Hutchinson. I'm founder of the Living Hydration Leadership Group, and I'm going to walk you through where to get the proper documentation, how to get the right tax quote, and also how to fill it out electronically so you can send it in with the greatest ease to your local branch. So if you follow through here, you want to go to the main site, which is enagic.com, right? And you want to go to the login section. If you haven't registered yourself, you should be able to do that very easy. Your ID, phone number, email, and they'll validate all that. I'm already logged in, so let me just pull up my username, which it's not letting me. There we go. And in we go. So I want to point out a couple key features here in the back. Number one, usually when you're in the sales process with someone, they're going to ask you for a quote. See on the left-hand side under this distributor area, you've got all these drop-down menus. This is a great one to know about, the tax calculator. It will allow you to either go to Canada or the United States. You can pick on a system, enter if it's a single payment, or maybe they're doing e-program payments, and enter in their address, and then you can check the tax. And what happens is they'll send you the tax amount, the shipping amount for that person in their local area. So you definitely want to make sure when people are asking you exactly how much it is, you want to use the tax calculator here. You can also do multiple products, send them all in, add them up together. So great one to be aware of. But we're going to move forward and we're going to take you to the Enagic forms. Here, you've got access to all the forms internationally in this one location. So today, let's do Canada. We're going to access the English forms. And generally, when you have someone making a full payment, so they might be using a third-party financing, we have that available in Canada and the United States, or they're going to pay for it in full on their credit cards, you need to have two documents sent in, the product order form and the return policy. So let's get those. We're going to click on here at the top. It shows up in this box, and all I do is click here, and it's going to download it immediately onto my desktop. Perfect. So let's grab that one, and we're going to also get the return policy. It's showing up here. I'm going to click it, download it, and it shows up onto my desktop immediately. So we're going to keep it real simple today. We're just going to work with these two forms. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and I can click on here. So I'm using a Mac, so this is all done in preview. And I'm just going to name this one Canadian Product Form. And I'm going to save it to my desktop. And I'm going to name this one the Canadian Return Form. Save it to my desktop, right? So if I was to close these, I'm just going to show you guys exactly what I'm doing so there's no confusion. These are now listed on my desktop. So what I want to do here is I want to keep these for future reference. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on, I'm going to press right link, and I'm going to duplicate, right? And I'm actually going to duplicate it a couple times because we're going to show you how to do paperwork for a trifecta. So these two are my originals right here. I'm going to keep those, and I'm going to open up whenever you do a trifecta, we'll open up the product order form and we'll walk you through it. So generally, you know, people have an option whether they want to be a distributor or not. I usually just use the exact same paperwork, and I just don't include the social insurance number or that's in Canada. If you're doing paperwork in the United States, you have to send in the W-9. But in Canada, if someone just doesn't want to do that, they just don't give their social insurance number or their birthday. So if I was going to fill this out, I'm in preview. Sometimes these forms from Enagic open up just like that. They ask to unlock. So let's move ahead, and I'm going to, the customer today is going to be Bob Legend. All right. And Bob wants to be a distributor. So we get his social insurance number. We get his birthday. And a driver's license. And address. So Vancouver, BC. And phone number. Great. Email. If they can't receive the paperwork, the shipment at their location, you might have to put in an alternative shipping address. Today we're going to have this one be a pickup at the office. Right, so you click the box on the side. Sometimes these forms won't open. I'll just show you a little trick to do. So I'm in preview on an Apple. I go up to the preview bar here. I click under view, and I come all the way down to show markup toolbar. And when that happens, this toolbar shows up here. So I've got more tools I can access. So I'm going to be the sponsor. That doesn't open for me, so what I do is I just go to right here. See this little T? It's the text. It opens up a text. This is going to be my 6A sale. I put the 6 there. Put in my phone number. And very important is to put your proper ID. Great. So this person, Bob Legend, is buying and becoming a distributor today, but they're buying a Trifecta. So we're going to start with the Anna Spa as the first purchase. And if it doesn't click, I'll just go make a little text box myself, drag it over there. In Canada, it is $3,100. And they're going to do through financing, so it's all going to get paid at one time, so it's going to be a single payment. And we can, what I encourage you to do is try to do as much as this yourself, because if the paperwork is properly done at the office, then they don't have to fill this out and your order will get done quickly. So we know in BC, it's 12% tax. So so it's 12%. So 3,100 times 12 equals 372. And it's going to get picked up at the office, so not to worry. But if I wanted to get the full, I was getting shipped to another province in Canada, reminder, you just come back and you do the tax calculator here in the Canadian store, and I could enter in all this information. So this is being done for Alberta. If I did it in BC, there we go, and it's being delivered. Yes, check the tax. So let's do, what we're doing is the Anna Spa. So let's click on there, and we notice that for BC, for delivery, that would be the total, right? Now we're not doing a delivery, we're doing a pickup at the store, check the tax. So we've got 3,472, which is exactly what we got. So you just put in the total, and we're golden. Credit card information, so of course we want to enter this in correctly. Now, if they're doing a financing, this step may be left undone, and you might put, if you're in Canada, you might just put in MetaCard here. Let's do that. It's just as a great example. So I would just put MetaCard. Right, so the office will know that they're going to check the MetaCard applicants, and the payment will have been done that way. But if the person's paying in full, then you would put their credit card information here. People always ask about 6A support. It's rarely ever used. You can leave that blank. It's only used if you've got a 6A from another team that has helped you close the sale and you want to reward them with paying them a special point. Alternative payer. If, for example, Bob Legend, he wasn't actually going to pay for the product, but the account was going to be in his name, you could, Bob's wife, Sally Legend, Sally could be used as the alternative payer. Her name would go here, and signature and the date. Then you'd also need to fill out the alternative payer form, which can be found in the document download section. But we're going to keep it real simple. Alternative pickup. Well, I'm selling the system to Bob. I'm going to go to the office and pick it all up. So the office wants to make sure, that whoever they're giving, a $5,000 system to is the right person. So they are going to ask me for my driver's license, for my name, and then signature and date. So here's a little trick, everybody, because people ask all the time about how do you get the signatures from your customers. Blank piece of paper. Ask them to, I would ask Bob in this case, to sign. So I'm going to do Bob Legend. So Bob sends me a picture of this. He can take that on his iPhone and so forth. And so now I've got at least the signature. And I'm going to show you how to make that work. So notice they're asking for signatures down below. You come up here to the preview tool section. Click on tools. You go to annotate. Annotate all the way down to signatures. Great. And what we're going to do is manage signatures, come down to the very bottom. See, I've got a whole bunch in here. I'm going to create a signature. And I'm going to use the camera. So I could hold up this piece of paper, or I could hold up the iPhone that has the picture of the signature from my customer. And what I would do is do this. And we're done. So now I've got Bob's signature. I put it right in here. He's going to be the applicant, right? I've got mine already booked in here, so I'm going to just pull it up, annotate to signature, and there's mine right at the top. So I get that used, and I'm going to do it one more time. So tools to annotate to signature. I got my booked. See how easy this can be done? And then you want to put the date. So we're going to do August 1st, 2018. Great, they're gonna ask me for this right here. So this is all set up. We got the signatures in place, the payments coming through, we filled it all out. We've got the sponsor information because I'm gonna be selling the system today to Bob, who's getting started. So this all looks good. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to come up and save the product form, and I'm going to close that down. Well, before I do, what I'm going to do, because this is going to be form number 1, because we're going to do a trifecta. So this is the first one. So that is now saved. So I'm going to close that down, and that's going to sit on my desktop, right? And we're going to now open up. So there's number 1. We don't need all these return policies. I'm going to get, let's just get rid of them. We just need one return policy for the whole trifecta. So I'll get rid of these just to make things less confusing. So we're going to do return policy. So this is for Bob Legend. It asks to unlock. Excellent. Bob Legend. They're asking me for the signature. So once again, I go up to the tools, to the annotate, to the signatures section, and I scroll all the way down, and then we got Bob right there. I make it a little smaller, fit it in between the lines, and then I put a date on it. Not letting me open up. Sometimes it's sensitive that way. I just go up to the view section. I show markup toolbar. because I want to get this information back. And now I'm going to click on the T, which is the text bar, and I'll put in the date. Hey, there we go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag, just come up to the top of the page. I want to keep this as the product order form. That's going to be used for all three. Nope, let's do cancel. We just want to keep that because I got my original here. We're just going to do a number 1. There we go. We're going to close this down. So we got product number 1, return number 1, and let's continue with the trifecta process. So Bob, who was the buyer, and I was the sponsor on the last one, now Bob becomes both places. So what we're going to do here is, once again, we need to show markup toolbar. We're going to click on here. We're going to unlock it so we can play with it. And we're going to do Bob Legend. So that's going to be the name. And he is going to be the buyer here, but it's going to be in his second position, right? And so this is good to know because the sponsor will be also Bob Legend, but it'll be his first account, which was the ANISPA, which was the last paperwork. So we fill out the same information. I can pull this up from the old account, and we can just do, I can copy and paste it. So real simple moving forward. We got Vancouver here. Deep Sea. Some people get really scared of doing the paperwork, and once you kind of got it figured out, it's pretty straightforward. Right? So I can actually drag this. This is the initial order form. So I can come over here, I can copy and paste. Real simple, the email. I highlighted Command C, which is copy. And then you just go Command V, which is paste. And we'll get the, I like to fill it all out so that there's no questions being asked at the Enagic office. They just real straightforward for them. They love when we do this correctly. So paperwork is signed out. And so Bob is making his first sale to himself. So he gets to, we hit this little, make a 1. This will be his first 1A sale. He's going to be the Enagic. You can leave this blank because Enagic will fulfill the paperwork, and they'll put in the new ID number here. So this is also going to be a pickup at the office. They're ordering the K8. It can either be the Ukon or the K8 can be done secondly here, but I'll just go start with the K8. This is the second order. Here, retail price, as we all know, $5,000 in Canada, $49.80 in the States. It's going to be a single payment. So you can see sometimes the forms from the Enagic site, they don't respond as well, but you can just put in the information that you need to right away. So 5,000. I know that the tax rate is 600, but just one little review. If I needed to double check this, I could go to the tax calculator. I'm on the Canadian side. There's 5,000 plus the GST, the PST, which is a total of 12%, $5,600, right? And that's for pickup. If I wanted to have it shipped out, then that would be the price. But for this example, we're doing pickup at the office. It's $5,600, perfect. There we go. Credit card information. Well, let's assume you'd either have the card information or we can put MetaCard here. Here's a little clue, a little trick. If you're sitting with a client and they're ready to, you've asked them, are they ready to move forward? They're saying yes. You don't have the paperwork available, but they want to make the deal happen. Here's all you need. Take a picture of their driver's license and take a picture of their credit card, front and back. Now you've got the payment and all their relevant information so that you can actually sign this, send this out themselves, and just take a close-up picture of their signature, or write it out on a piece of paper so it's a little bigger for you, a little easier to do. Now you've got all the information that you can put this into electronic paperwork and send it into the office without having to get together with a person. So picture of their credit card, front and back, and pictures of their driver's license. So once again, we don't need the support. We don't need alternative payer. We will need to fill out who's picking it up at the office. So I'm just going to go here, copy, paste. Real simple. And the date's going to stay the same, so I'm going to copy, paste here. See if that opens. Doesn't. Paste there. Paste there. Great. And now we're back to the same idea of we need to make the signatures. So like we just learned, we'll take a little review. You go up to the Tools section, to the Annotate, come on down to Signature, and we're looking for Bob right there. Excellent. So there's Bob's, and we'll do it one more time. Tools to Annotate, to Signature. Find the signature that you've already loaded up. So Bob is now the buyer and the seller. And one more time, because, oops, I don't need Bob's there. I actually need my own because I'm going to be the person picking it up at the office for a client, which I always recommend doing if you can. So let's take a look at this. So signatures are all here. MetaCard, if they were paying credit card, you'd put that information here. Yep, looking good. The company will fill in the ID. And so this is Bob Legend, number 2. He's the customer, and Bob Legend number 1, which would be the Anaspa account, would be sold here. So what I do is I'm going to save this. This is form number 2. All right, and save that. Great. So where does that leave us? Well, we've got one more form to do because we are making a trifecta sale today. So I open up the form, and I think you guys will get, this will become a little easier, get a little clearer on it. So on this form, you need to unlock it. Bob Legend is going to be account number 3 because they're the customer, and the sponsor. Let's see if it opens up. Nope. We come up to View, Show Toolbar, which it opens up. I can make a little text here. I'm just going to paste Bob Legend. And remember, he's the sponsor in the Anaspa position. I'm going to make this a little bigger. And that would be a number 1 ID. Okay. So rather than eating up too much time on this video, we would fill in all the same information here. We fill out the same information here. We'd leave this empty because the office will fill that out because they'll generate the new distributor ID numbers. We would be filling out the UConn Sigma, most likely. So I would go right here. And if you were unsure what the price would be, you would once again just quickly look at the tax calculator, full payment, pickup. Here's the numbers that you would be looking at, right? So it's $19.80 plus the taxes. So all this information would go right back in here. We won't go through that. You would fill this out. You would put MetaCard here. And once again, alternative pickup. That would be myself, because I'm going to pick up the full trifecta for Bob. And then Bob's signature would be both the applicant and the sponsor. How does that work? Just one last time, you go up to the tool section, to the annotate, to the signature, and you find the ones. You see how many I've got in there, so I've done a lot of those themselves. Now, you always ideally want to have the customer sign that and send a copy to you, or if you're sitting with them, get them to sign that out on a blank piece of paper, and then you can do it when you get it home in the front of the computer. So this is the way I do it. There are different, DocuSign is a great software, costs a little bit to run, that if you had a lot of sales going through, that would be the way to do it. So I hope that makes sense. And usually at the top of all of the paperwork, they'll give you the address of where this is going to be sent to. So this is Canada/sales@enagic.com. If you're making sales on the Pacific, you send it to Vancouver. If it's on the East Coast, you send it to Toronto. So I hope that helps get a little clearer on putting together. Here's what I would do. This is going to be product number 3, form. And I would save this. And so I'm just going to show you on my computer what now has happened. So I've got product number 1, product number 2, product number 3, and return policy. So this is a trifecta, right? Bob Legend was the customer here. Bob Legend is both the sponsor and the customer here, and Bob Legend is both the customer and the sponsor here. The ANISPA, the K8, and the UConn Sigma is using the trifecta, and you can always send in with one return policy. So I hope that was helpful. If you liked the video, click like, subscribe to the channel, and put your comments below. And we love hearing from you. Thanks very much. Good luck growing your Enagic business. Bye-bye.